All right, time to let the children know we're here. Hello, everyone. Hold on, let me change the chat over. Okay. Can everyone hear me and see me? Yeah, we're that's it. All right. Okay. Jeez, Louise. Okay, hold on. Let me let Instagram know what the deal is. Nope, that's not what I meant to spell. Okay, sorry about that. All right. Only a minute in. I might wait a little bit more long. Don't know what I'm saying. Might wait a little longer to let some people filter in, but looks like I just lost like 10 people. Whoops. By the way, is it cool if I eat my soup? It looks gross, but it's not. It's just like lentils. But I got home late, so I have to eat now. Tell us a story. Um, it's funny how I have a lot of stories, but the minute someone asks me for one, I can't think of a single one. Um, okay, so has anyone seen this isn't really gonna be funny, I guess, unless you were there, but has anyone seen like John Mulaney's stuff? Which one is it he makes this joke? I think it's New in Town, his special called New in Town. Um, so anyway, he makes a joke in New in Town where he says he's just walking down the street and he is approached by someone and they push him, push him, and they were like, "Oh, what's the order of it? I'm gay. I'm home. Was it? I'm gay. I'm homeless. I have AIDS, and I'm new in town." And I kid you not. So like I've seen that special a lot, and I love John Mulaney. And we had gone to a concert. This was when I went and saw Half Alive. So February at some point, and we couldn't find the venue because I didn't know the venue was like in a basement, or like sort of like down some stairs. So we, the GPS like had us pull up to a building, and we're looking, and we're like, "That's not. There's nothing there. What is this pointing at?" There was like a building that was like vacant. Um, whoa. Thank you for your super chat, Erdim. Erdim. Did I say your name right? Erdim. Anyway, balloon spelled correctly. Did I fuss at you for spelling it wrong one time? Because I've done that to plenty of people. But thank you so much for your super chat. Uh, what the heck are you eating? It's soup, okay? It's just soup. It's lentil soup. It's just beans, okay? It's fine. It's not garbage. Well, it's not. Anyway, let me finish my story. You guys wanted a story. I'm here to provide to all 80 of you. Uh, so we couldn't find the venue. We were walking around and it's freezing cold, and we it was me, 2 other girls, and a guy. So we only had 1 guy with us, and I usually, like, feel safer when there's, like, a male presence in our group. Just, you're less likely to get attacked if there's a guy, right? None of this really matters except for this man walks up to us and he's like, "Hey, you guys trying to find this venue?" And we're like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, I've been showing people how to get there all evening. It's, like, down these stairs." So he was, like, walking us down, and, like, I knew he wasn't he wasn't gonna be a harmful person. He was chill, I could just tell. You get vibes. I had a good vibe. He wasn't gonna hurt us. I kid you not. The man, while we're walking, turns around. He's like, "And by the way, I'm homeless, of course, so I know the streets. And don't worry about the ladies. I'm gay, so I'm not gonna bother them." And I was like, "We are 2 more away from a John Mulaney special. I can't ask him if he has AIDS, but can I ask him if he's new in town?" It was just, it was we were trying so hard not to crack up, like, he didn't understand what it was like me and my friend Cassidy both just were staring at each other because we got it right away, like, that it was a John Mulaney thing, and he didn't seem to comprehend why we were just snickering behind him, like, I hope he didn't think we were laughing at him, we weren't, we just come on, we were 2 away. He just needed to say he had AIDS and that he was new in town. Anyway, that's a story that just came to mind for that person who asked me. Jeez. Hold on, let me eat some more soup, I'm sorry. I picked the nastiest food to eat on a live stream. I'm sorry, I had to babysit my niece and nephew today, and, Nikki doesn't get home until, like, close to 5, and then I hung around to talk to her because I haven't seen her in forever, so me and her talked a little bit, and I was like, "Crap, I have to get home and live stream," and I don't have it in me because it's like I woke up at it's just the perfect storm, you know? I woke up at 6 a.m., after staying up till, like, 1:30 for no gosh darn good reason. When is there ever a good reason? I was so tired, but I made myself stay awake to read a book I don't have to read. It's not for an assignment, it's not for anything other than I just wanted to read it, and I was miserable while I was reading it. And then I crashed around 1:30, and alarm hit me at 6 because I had to be at their house at 8, and they live an hour away. Um, so yeah, I was there all day. I've had about 3 cups of coffee. I'm oh geez, sorry. There's a thunderstorm a brewing, and all of my animals are about to lose their minds. I had 3 cups of coffee today, and I don't say that to be like, "Oh, I'm so quirky. I drink coffee." I mean that to say I feel physically terrible. Coffee beyond 1 cup makes me feel horrible, but it was the only way I was gonna stay conscious. So here we are. Let me eat some more. And all I've had today is like bread and avocado, just and cereal. So I've not really had like a decent meal. This is my first meal of the day. Just join the stream, so I'm gonna explain the story. I didn't. Nothing really that interesting has happened. I'm sorry, guys. I was just telling them how I uh, drank too much coffee because I stayed up too late last night for no reason. What time is it for you? It's 7:39. They're legumes. They're lentils. I'm gonna choke on soup right now. Let me set it down for a second. Adjust my knees. I have old lady knees. Yeah, so this is to celebrate 50K. I I can't wrap my mind around that. Ooh, I just saw lightning. That's cool. I bet I'm gonna lose power. Oh, it's gonna be great. Um, yeah, it doesn't feel real. Like just looking at that number is I don't understand. Oh, hey Faith, what's up, girl? She's one of my Patreons. I stain the bean eating brat. Oh yeah, for people who are asking what lentils are, they're just a type of bean, but they have a little more protein and iron and stuff like that that you need to stay alive. Um, I was gonna talk about have it. Please don't come in my room. Please don't come in my room. Okay. Sorry. Um, someone said that I think you were listening to sad 21 Pilot songs or watch the live stream. Uh, we could talk about sad 21 Pilot songs. My niece and nephew love 21 Pilots, and we had to make a very long trip in the car today. So I was just playing. I have a video coming out on this tomorrow, so I'm not going to talk about it in the live stream because I don't want to spoil anything. But I was listening to the playlist on Spotify for the Umbrella Academy, which is like 80s music, and it's a good playlist. Go listen to it. But I was listening to that, and then my niece is like, she's like, "Hey, can you play 21 Pilot song after this?" And I was like, yeah, you want a new one or an old one?" And they both were like, "Yeah, let's listen to the new one." So I just started at Jumpsuit and just to play the whole album through. Um, and they were both like jamming in the back. But yeah, so I haven't listened to Trench like all the way through in a while. And we only made it through a couple songs when we got to where we were going, and then I got in my car to leave to come to my house, and it picked up at Chlorine, and I just listened to it on my way home. And I usually skip the song Legend because in the past it made me cry a lot because it's about his grandpa dying. But I got to where I didn't need to skip it. I could listen to it and like look at the hopeful side. But then today, I don't know why, I just started crying on the way home. So it's still a little dried. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I put like bare minimum makeup on before starting this because I have so much acne. So much acne. What is Umbrella Academy? It's a show on Netflix, and I have a whole video coming out tomorrow where I talk about it, my opinions, whether they're good or bad. Um, yeah. So, yeah, no, I was a mess in my car today. I feel like a song that doesn't get talked about enough is Pet Cheetah because we all just listen to it because it's like a straight, banger. But like, I don't know, the lyrics are. I was just thinking about them more today. He's talking about. God, sorry, I keep hearing things that are making me nervous. Can we chill out there? I'm just worried someone's gonna come barging in my room because nothing makes you look cooler than being an adult live streaming on YouTube and having one of your parents burst into your room or an animal, one of the two. Hold on. So yeah, Pet Cheetah's lyrics, like he's talking about having what I assume to be writer's block and like struggling to get through it, and he's even talked about how he he like was just playing with that beat and never really meant for it to turn into anything, and then it turned into a whole song. And he that so anyway, he said that in an interview, so I was just listening to it, and it's just you know talking about writer's block and trying to get through that, so just playing around with this beat. But then he also is talking about like being afraid of just making whatever and like us not liking it, but then he shouldn't have to focus on that, so it's like his brain kind of running wild, which is also like a cheetah, like it moves fast, is wild. Anyway, um I don't know why. I literally, anytime I am filming myself or like am sitting and having a long conversation with someone, my nose starts to itch. Like if I'm just doing whatever, my nose doesn't itch. But if I specifically am on camera or having a long conversation, like every time I'm in therapy, about halfway through, I start wiping my nose, and I don't know why. I don't know why. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm doing it more. I did not read Umbrella Academy. I didn't read the comics. I didn't know that they were a thing until after I finished the show. Um, I don't like. I don't know where I would even get them. I guess I could. I don't know. Can you order them? Because like there, I don't understand comics, to be honest. Because especially older ones, you can't just like go and like buy them. There's like editions and stuff that you have to like hunt down, and like some you can't read it unless you like find that one because they don't print them anymore. So I don't understand if like it's the same way. I don't know. I don't know anything about comic books. I just read normal books that you can buy anywhere. Um, I feel like I would have been into comic books if I just lived near like a place that sold them, but I the closest place is like almost 30 minutes away, and I was a child, so I didn't go unless my parents drove me, which that never happened. Do you own AirPods? Of course not. You kidding me? One, they're too expensive, and two, your girl would lose them. I would lose them in an instant. I also don't like Apple headphones. Like the ones that come with your phone, even the new, especially the old ones that were more circular and had like the metal, they just hurt my ears. And then the new ones, they are hard. I don't like them, and they don't I like noise canceling stuff, and I get earbuds that, like, noise cancel, and Apple headphones don't. I mean, yeah, they can get loud or whatever, but they don't noise cancel anything. I have the wireless Beats ones, still not great at noise canceling, but I like that they're connected by a wire, so I can't lose them as easily. Um, I don't know how I feel about the fact that they, like, go over your ear. I don't really I'll get over it. It's just handy to not have to be plugged into my phone because I would, for years I dealt with this, obviously, and from the time I had an iPod until I got the wireless headphones for Christmas, being plugged into something. So I used to, like, go to the gym all the time, and it would, like, every single time I went to the gym, I would end up yanking my headphones out in some way or another, whether it was my arm or a leg or something. I would yank them out of my ear. And it got so frustrating. And I remember the day I just lost it. I was in my kitchen and I bent down to get something, and I had my headphones in and my phone in my pocket, and the headphones got hung around my knee when I bent down. And when I stood up, it yanked them out. And I immediately, like, my mom was downstairs, I immediately turned to her. And this was November. I was like, I need wireless headphones for Christmas. That's all I want. I'm not asking for anything else, just wireless headphones. I don't care what kind. I don't care. Wireless headphones. So that was my only request. Uh, Throw everything else out the window. I just couldn't take it anymore, and now I'm blessed. Whew. Did someone say something about The Bachelor? There's, like, a lot going on, but I could have sworn I saw The Bachelor. Not to be dramatic, but I just died. What are you talking about? Thank you for your super chat, but what do you, Tanisha? What do you mean you died? Um, and someone said something about acne. I'm always ready to talk about acne. Now, like, people who talk about having acne and they, like, rarely what? Okay. They, like, rarely get it, or they get, like, little ones, and, like, not to say that your struggle doesn't matter, like, everyone you're allowed to feel insecure, but it just bothers me when someone with, like, perfect skin who gets, like, maybe one zit right here once a month, and they're like, "Oh, my acne's so bad," and I'm like, "I have at least 4 clustered right here that I popped this morning that, I kid you not, had so much pressure built up that they were like volcanoes, and they squirt onto the mirror." That's how bad my acne is, and I'm 22 years old. I'm gonna be 23 this year. Yeah, it's disgusting. Yeah, it's horrible. I hate it, but, like, I can't stop it. I eat, green food, like leaves and stuff and fruit, and I drink water, and I bathe myself. I literally don't know what else to do other than, I don't know, what does it take? Accutane and trash my liver, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm running out of breath for some reason. I actually, um, ordered Curology recently, and it was supposed to be here today, and it's not. So hopefully it'll get here tomorrow. But I'll let you guys know how Curology goes. I guess maybe if it works, your girl can finally get a sponsor because they seem to sponsor every other female YouTuber. That'd be sick. uh, Tanisha again. No, sorry, I meant you answering my question. Well, of course, if you super chat me, I'm going to answer your question. You're guaranteed a nice little shout out and an answered question, even as I sit here eating brown, nasty soup. Proactive didn't work for me. I used Proactive. Let's see. I started getting acne when I was like 13, and then it just never went away. So I will have made it, if I turn 23 and I still have acne, I will have gone 10 years without ever seeing my skin clear, which is just so anyway, uh no, I used Proactive from, like, the time I was 15 until I was 17, and it, like, helped sort of, but it never cleared up my acne. Um so and then just one day, when I was 17, it was like in the spring of 2014, it just stopped working. Like, literally, it was like my skin just built up an immunity to it, and it quit working, and that's been my skin ever since. Like, I'll use something, and it might, like, help, never clear it up, but help for a while, and then I'm, like, immune to it, and it just stops working. So that's cool. Um, talk about Paramore. What do you wanna hear about Paramore? They haven't released new music since 2017. Of course, I love Paramore, but and no, I can't. You want me to recommend you skin products when I have a trash face? Like, no, nothing's worked for me, so no, I have nothing to recommend. I mean, like, Lush can be decent depending on what you get and then, like, how you use it. Um, I think my makeup is pretty good because I don't think my makeup causes me to break out. I can go a week without wearing makeup and get the same number of zits, if not sometimes more zits than I do when I wear makeup. So, Bare Minerals, their powder foundation is legit. It doesn't make me break out at all. Um, so it's good. I like powder foundation because it like all I really need is just something to like cover redness, like red dots on my face. So it just kind of makes my skin look a little more like the same color instead of splotchy. And then like still looks like my natural skin. It doesn't look like I have makeup on, so I like that. Um, so you know, let me eat my dinner. Hold on. Okay, listen. Literally, literally every single time I have live streamed, other than on Patreon. My Patreoners are good babies. I love them, and they behave themselves in the chat. Actually, they don't even chat at all. They just sit and listen to me talk for 2 hours. Bless them. But on every live stream that I've done, on every public live stream that I've done, someone has asked me about Billie Eilish. Eilish? I don't know. I don't know. Someone has asked me about her every single time. Multiple people ask me, "What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts?" And I have answered this multiple times. My thoughts are, I don't know. I don't listen to her. I have no negative or positive opinions. It's just okay. She makes music. Like okay, I just haven't gotten around to it. Um, I'm sure she's great if you love her, and if whatever. I have a lot. I have a lot to do. So I already listened to new music almost like I'm trying hard to keep up with new music, but it's just too much. It's too much sometimes. So I have no opinion. Stop asking me. From here on out, I'm not answering anymore. And you can spam the chat all you want, but I have no opinions. I have nothing to tell you. Nothing at all. Thoughts on the Jonas Brothers getting back together. I guess that's a story I can tell about the Jonas Brothers. So hold on, my soup's already cold. Let me take one more bite and then I'll tell you a story about the Jonas Brothers. Why can't I breathe? Am I dying? Jeez. All right. So when I had a friend and we were friends. I can't think straight. So I was friends with this girl from like third grade to eighth grade. We were like really close. I considered her my best friend. We stopped being friends later because she thought she was too cool for me. So that's cool. Anyway, so she was obsessed with the Jonas Brothers. When I say obsessed, and this is hard to really explain because I feel like you're going to think I'm over exaggerating, when if anything, I am under exaggerating. Does that make underrating? Underrating? Have you seen? Thank you, Erdeem, again for your super chat. Have you seen Watchmen? I have not. Is that available on Netflix? Or Hulu, because if not, then I probably have no access to it. Well, my mom has the Amazon thing, but I've never used it. Oh my gosh, I can't finish my Jonas Brothers story. Thank you, Tanisha. Also, opinions on Luther from the Umbrella Academy. Watch my video tomorrow. I can't, if I tell you now, then you're not gonna watch my video tomorrow, so I can't tell you now. Okay, so my Jonas Brothers story. I'm gonna tell you the story, and then if anyone super chats again, I'll just come back to it later. But thank you for it. So when I say she was obsessed with them, I mean that her bedroom was covered floor to ceiling, wall to wall in pictures of them, whether they were printouts, posters, or she would like go to like teen pop like magazines and cut out pictures of them and tape them to her wall. And like, I mean, covered. And I can't stress that enough. Covered, floor to ceiling, wall to wall. Um, and then I also kid you not when I say that she had an actual life-sized cutout of Joe Jonas. And at this time, she had had her room redone, so she had like a loft bed. So she would sleep on top, and then the her little couch underneath would pull out, and I slept on the couch underneath. And so every time I stayed over at her house when the Jonas Brothers craze was going on, which we were 10, 11, 12 when that was going on, probably. So I would stay at her house. I was probably 11 or 12 because I started getting into like Owl City when she was still into the Jonas Brothers. So I was probably 12. Anyway, that doesn't really matter. She had a cutout of Joe Jonas, and she would like have him sitting in front of her window. So one, when you came by her house, you could see the outline of him, but like you couldn't tell it was fake. It just looked like a person was always standing very still watching out of her window. And then at night when I would try to sleep, Joe Jonas facing me would just it was always like his eyes just followed you. He just watched me because she was up high. She was taller than him, so he just was always looking down on me sleeping. I didn't appreciate that. So, um, I hated them back then, but not for any real reason. I only hated them because of how much she liked them. Her obsession got on my nerves so much that I refused to like them because she irritated me. So, I even though like anytime I would hear a song when she wasn't around, I was like, man, this kind of slaps. Like Burning It Up, like Year 3000, even though actually I think that's not their song. I think that's a cover, but I don't know for sure. Uh so I mean like yeah, I grew up in like the era of Jonas Brothers, and I kind of liked them, and I really liked their YouTube videos. I thought they were funny because they were just dumb. Like I've seen the table video when it like came out, like when they first posted it. So like that's how long I've been on YouTube. Um the how the tables turntables. Anyway, uh so I refused to like them purely because she was obsessed with them. Uh but like low key still kind of liked them. So now that they're back, I'm allowed to like them because one, I'm not friends with her anymore. Not that that really matters, but we just, she was too cool for me, and that's fine. So I'm not still bitter about that friendship ending abruptly once we got to high school, when I definitely needed friends. And yeah, no, I love that they're back. I think that's really cool. And I love that they're just like fully embracing the the old Jonas Brothers. Like I don't think they're trying to go back to what once was, but they're not trying to like bury it and be like, no, we're adults now. Take us seriously. We're adult men. We were boys back then. Don't no, we're not the same. Like we're the Jonas Brothers, but we're doing this different and we're adults. Like they're not doing that. They're like, go what was the show? I keep forgetting his James Corbin. They went on his show and like saying uh year 3000, but it was like year 2019, and like Nick had the wig on. They all just completely back to like the original Jonas Brothers, but doing it, in satire. And it was just like, I mean, obviously their very first announcement of them being back was the table video. Like they're just fully embracing their past as adult men. And I think that's just so cool. I'm so glad they're not trying to be like cooler. They're not trying to like make some point of like, we're adults now. We've had sex now. Take us seriously. They're just like, we're back, buddy. Here's this straight banger you're going to listen to nonstop for a week, even when you're like, I might want to listen to my sad music, but I'm like, hold on, let me listen to that Jonas Brothers song first, then I'll move to my sad music. So, as someone who used to hate, but I never really hated them, I just hated them because my friend was obsessed with them and I hated her obsession. I'm excited. I'm pretty stoked. It's still a very nostalgic thing, being like the Jonas Brothers. Like, this joke was already made on Twitter, but the like JB thing used to be like Jonas Brothers. Everyone knew JB to mean Jonas Brothers, and then Justin Bieber came along and took that. And now it's like we're taking it back. Like, no, JB still means Jonas Brothers. It's funny. It's funny, I like it. Why can't I breathe? Am I having heart palpitations? Wait, was Mark Hoppus the one that got them back together? How does that I don't know anything about them, like, how they got back together. I just figured they are brothers, so they were chilling one day and we're like, "Hey, remember that thing we did that, like, made us all super successful?" I can't speak. Yeah, I don't know anything I mean, I feel like I heard something about Mark Hoppus being involved, but I don't know the whole story, so, hope you don't have an arrhythmia. Yeah, me too, bud. No, it only happens sometimes, it's fine. I probably just need to up my anxiety dosage, but or not I don't need to up my anxiety, God forbid. No, I'm supposed to take an extra anxiety medicine pill at night, and I keep forgetting to do that, so I think that's part of it. Yes, I'm eating mud. It's the only vegan food around, so I just went out and it's been raining today, so it's already made for me, and I just scooped up some mud, and here we are. Um, yeah, that's that's my diet. My diet consists of grass and mud. Yeah, like back to the Jonas Brothers. They split off, and like everyone still knew they were around. Like Kevin just disappeared, obviously, and Nick and Joe still tried to like do some side things, but they just never had the amount of traction they did when they were a a collective, a trio. That was the word I was looking for. A trio. I like it. I like it. Sorry, I will talk more. Let me just finish my soup. Oh, I'm an old woman eating my soup. But yeah, I have a video coming out tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, whatever that means for you. And it's about the Umbrella Academy. So I'm excited. Maybe y'all will like it. Maybe I won't get completely toasted like I did on my Cinema Sins video, which, like, it's fine. The more hate that it gets, the more views that it gets. Am I right, ladies? Gotta get that coin. I didn't do it just to get hate. Don't quote me on that. I'm saying, like, I made it and I liked making it, sort of. And I was excited to post it. And then, like, I posted it for Patreon. And one of my friends on Patreon was like, "Hey, just so you know, they have a really like large fan base that'll get like really pissed." And I was like, "Uh-oh, it's too late now. That's the only video I have prepared for this week, so I gotta post it or RIP, my career." So it was up for a couple days just for Patreon, and then I unleashed it, and it got a lot of hate. So I was like, "All right, well, guess that's how the tables are turning." So as long as the hate just gains more traction, then I'll keep making money, sort of. Uh, Problem is, hold on, I got a super chat. I completely breezed by. Hey, Shawnee. Shawnee. I'm sorry, I thought that said shouty, and I was about to be like, hey, shouty. Sorry. Anyway, hey, I just wanted to say your six excuses video actually inspired me to finally make a dang YouTube video. Planning now. Thank you. You're welcome. That's what got me. Like, I've always wanted to make YouTube videos, but it was other YouTubers talking about like, you know, doing it and putting excuses aside that made me be like, all right, yeah, I need to do this. Also, seeing this is gonna sound really bad, but no, I'm gonna say it. I also would see like just really bad videos, or not even bad ones. Actually, I would see good videos made by people that I like, and I would watch it, and I'd be like, I could make that, not copy the video, but I'm like, in essence, I could. Hold on, yeah, okay, drive safe. I don't know if you heard me. All right. Uh, I was like, okay, yeah. So I would watch videos that they would make, and I'm like, this is really popular right now, and they have like tons of like subscribers, and they seem to be, making decent money because they're living off of it. I could do that. Like I can make what they're making with my skill at whatever it is. So that's when because I always like told myself I wasn't good enough to make YouTube videos. I was like, no, I have to get good at it before I can do it. Which, like, by the way, you can't get good at something unless you do it. So I just kept telling myself I wasn't good enough, and then I was watching these videos, and I'm like, okay, I didn't. So that is good. People will watch that. Oh, I can make that. So that's when I started making some okay videos. Uh, Tanisha, thank you again for all your super chatting. It was quality content. It was quality content? What are you talking about? The 6 excuses video, or are you a Patreon that I just don't know about? I feel like I know all my Patreons. I feel like I know their names. Um, why is my nose itch so bad? So anyway, yeah. No, I'm not gonna like discourage anyone from going after YouTube. I mean, uh, it's honestly a gamble. Like you could be really good, but just the video just doesn't ever gain traction because of YouTube's sucky algorithm, which I do want to talk about. Hold on, let me eat another bite of dirt. Why am I having trouble breathing? God, I'm gonna die. My dad's leaving. I'm gonna die alone in this house. My mom's not gonna discover my corpse until tomorrow. And that is not an invitation for anyone who might know where I live to come to my house because there are guns here. And I won't kill, but I'll aim for the kneecaps. One of us will be going to the hospital, and it won't be me, just so you know. Anyway, I don't have asthma. I just have anxiety. I drank too much coffee today. That's why I'm feeling like this. Yeah, coffee makes me feel terrible. But I just keep going back to that bean juice. I've had a lot of beans today. Anyway, yeah. I want to talk about YouTube for a second. I literally have 2 more. I keep looking at it, and it's such like a small amount of soup, and it's taking me forever to finish it. Because I want to talk about YouTube's sucky algorithm for a minute, even though probably none of you care because most of you probably aren't YouTubers. I mean, if you are a YouTuber, like, then you'll understand. One more second. Oh my god. I just saw someone comment, Mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. I saw someone comment that. That's a huge bowl. It's because it was a lot of soup, my guy. I don't want it spilling over the edges. All right, one more bite. We're done. No, it was soup. Bean juice is coffee. Because coffee is made from beans, coffee beans, and then they grind them up and then make them into coffee. It's bean juice. Just like tea is just like leaf water. Okay. Listening to me at work. Who is it? Cody and Noel's podcast, Tiny Meat Gang. I watch it on the computer. I don't know why, but I do. So I don't listen to it through headphones, but they tell stories all the time of people like listening to their podcast when they're at work or like in the car, and they'll be listening to it out loud. And they do this joke where they'll start making like porn noises, like moaning and stuff, just to screw around, like for no reason. And people like have gotten in serious trouble at work for listening to that podcast because someone just walks in and they hear like porn noises and they're like, "Are you listening to porn, like not even watching it, just listening to it?" And they're like, no, it's a podcast, it's a joke. Yeah, no, they're some funny dudes. Yeah, hold on, I'm gonna take some drugs on the live stream if that's cool. No, they're prescribed to me, it's legal. I'm gonna take one. Hopefully I'll be able to breathe a little better in a minute. I'm also probably dehydrated. That's probably a big part of it. I am probably dehydrated. I don't watch porn. I'm talking about a podcast. Yes, silly goose. Ugh, controversial opinion. That shouldn't be controversial. As soon as I take my pill, hold on. Oh, I got stuck in my throat. Ugh, I hate that. I hate that because then you can like taste it. Blech. Anyway, controversial opinion about porn that shouldn't be controversial is that it's this isn't even coming from like a religious whatever. Scientific studies, unbiased scientific studies show that porn warps the human brain to men and women alike to see human beings as objects to be used, not as people uh, to show empathy towards or whatever. And so it warps your brain. It literally changes your hardwiring into how you view human beings, and you view them as less than. Not that you're above them necessarily, but you view human beings as objects to be used for your pleasure or for someone else's pleasure, but not as like a human being of their own worth and value outside of that, outside of what they can provide you. Um, Not only that scientific study, but also multiple scientific studies, not one, but like multiple studies saying, please don't watch porn. It is literally destroying your brains and how you connect with human beings. Don't do it. Aside from that, you also have sex trafficking. People tend to think that like people go into porn for the fun of it because our TV shows like sitcoms and stuff will make jokes like, oh, she became a porn star because she needed the money or whatever. And honestly, that's not the case. So many female and men, but like female and men, females and males both, but majority females, unfortunately, are sex trafficked into porn. So they're not there by their own volition. They're on a lot of drugs and whatever just to get them through it so they'll cooperate. But so many of them are sex trafficked. So when you watch porn, that porn makes money. That person is profiting. Whoever like produces it and is responsible for the action, they're making money off of sexual laborers that are not making that money. They are being used as sex slaves so that that person can get richer and then continue to buy and sell more sex slaves, whether for more porn or to send them overseas to brothels, or here, there's brothels here we don't even know about. I've accidentally stayed at a hotel where there was a brothel up one floor above my head. I didn't even know until after it was like our last day there. This is in Cambodia, of course, but this happens everywhere, including the US. We stayed in this hotel and it was like kind of in the middle of nowhere, but we would every now and then see like a white person come in and out, and we were like, what are these white people doing here? Like, we know why we're here, but why are they here? Because we were kind of not really in a tourist area. And one of our guys went to go up. They wanted to see there was like a balcony on the roof that we hadn't gone up to yet, and one of the guys wanted to go see it, and he goes up to the third floor and is greeted by a man with a book of pictures of women, and he was told to pick one, and there were women lying down the hall, and that was like right above our head, and they were sex trafficked. So yeah. By watching porn, you are allowing sex traffickers, people who sex traffic, to profit off of that. And but both men and women, men are also bought and sold. A lot of it's more younger boys. Um, so yeah, don't watch porn. I don't care about your freedom to express your sexuality. Do it in some other way where it doesn't warp your brain in very negative ways and how you relate to other people, and how you relate to yourself, and two, so that disgusting people who sell human beings for money can't profit. Thank you for coming to my uh, TED Talk. I am not even honestly reading the chat because I don't care what anyone says. You can't change my mind. I'm sitting at the table that says change my mind, but you can't. Just like the guy who does it, you can't change his mind. Um, so yeah, you can't change my mind. Porn is disgusting because people are being abused for money, and it warps your brain. It literally changes the chemicals in your brain, and that's not cool. I'm a psychology major. I don't know a lot of things, but I feel like out of anyone in this chat room right now, I have the superior, not a superior, the authoritative opinion because I've actually seen the studies and done some studies myself on what watching porn does to the brain. Like, it's bad. So anyway, I got a super chat. Let me go back up from my dearest Faith. Hi again. Thank you for your super chat. Are you gonna watch Captain Marvel? Um, I want to, but I don't want to spend the money on a movie ticket. So, unless I just happen to go out on a whim, which I might, you never know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Um, yeah, unless I decide I wanna throw what is it now for a theater ticket, like $15 at someone to watch a movie, then I can do that um, soon. But otherwise, I'll have to wait till it comes out on like Netflix or something. But I do want to see it. I've heard mixed reviews only like literally just today. I didn't even know it was out yet. And then I was seeing like some article about Rotten Tomatoes and whatever. I don't care. I still want to see it because I love Marvel movies, period. Anything Marvel makes, I'm like, ooh, I'm down for that. So I don't, people are saying it's like a political statement. I'm like, even if it is, like, I mean, if you want to talk political, like Black Panther made some political statements, but it was still a sick movie. Like, so what? Every movie that isn't just like a rom com, and even then, some rom coms, everything has a political stance because human beings are writing them and they have their own opinions, and their opinions are going to leak into their narrative. It's just the way it is. So everything you watch is tainted in some way by someone's opinions, whether political, worldview, or religion, or just how they were raised. Somehow it's gonna come out. And it's just normal. I mean, that's human. When we make art, and movies are an art form, when you make art, part of yourself is put into that. That's how you make it. So, yeah. So, Black Panther was great. I loved Black Panther, even though people said it was political. I'm like, it was a good movie. What are you talking about? Even if it was political, like it was still a good movie. So yeah, I want to see Captain Marvel. It's just gonna be cool. I liked Wonder Woman kind of, but like DC just their movies are all really serious, and I really like how Marvel kind of has a more cheeky take on stuff, and that's just me, and I know that that's probably ignorant, or like I have a low IQ or whatever you want to say, but I like how Marvel does stuff. They make it a little more fun. They can take things and make them serious. We all saw that with Civil War and the last Avengers movie. They can take things serious, but they don't take themselves too seriously like DC Comics do. At any rate, um, so I liked Wonder Woman, but because I like obviously seeing a female lead, female being a superhero. So with Captain Marvel, I'm excited to see a female lead superhero, but maybe this time in the context of what Marvel makes, which is hopefully going to be like a little more lighthearted. Well, it'll probably at some point it's kind of gonna make me cry just because I tend to cry at movies. I don't know why. Anyway. Oh yeah, someone just mentioned my new banner. Yeah, so I hope you guys like that. I have this friend I met on Twitter. Her name is Emily. I tagged her art Instagram in the picture on my Instagram and also on Twitter. Um, we met on Twitter because I knew her brother from Tumblr. Me and him were friends on Tumblr. He deactivated, and then like a year or two later, I found him on Twitter just like by freak accident, and then just happened to start following his sister, and she makes art. She draws. So I hit her up and I was like, hey, could I commission a piece from you? It's not really your style, anything you've ever done, but I literally don't know who else to ask. And she was like, oh yeah, for sure. Cause she's never like drawn something like that before. Cause I wanted it kind of done in like a comic book sort of style. Ironically, we were just talking about comics. Um, and she doesn't really do that kind of thing. And she did a phenomenal job, did such a great job with that. So she drew the picture of me. I slapped it onto some crappy header where I used whatever Photoshop stock font was there because I tried to download good fonts and they wouldn't download. I don't know how to use Photoshop. Um, so yeah, I plan to use that image a lot more. Um, I don't know why I'm burping now. That's great. Uh, I want to use it a lot more, and hopefully as the channel grows, if there's interest in this, I thought my original idea was to someday maybe sell enamel pins as merch, Like, I don't know how merch is gonna be for me if I ever even am able to sell it, because you guys could all start to hate me after this live stream after I talked about porn for 10 minutes, I don't know. Um, but if people are interested in some kind of merch, I wouldn't just go right in with, whatever t-shirts, hoodies, whatever. I would start small, so I would just do enamel pins, and I would want that picture she drew, the little like head of me. I thought that would be cute as like a little enamel pin. Um, if people were interested in that, but I want to keep it around for a while so it kind of becomes like a branded sort of thing. So like every time you see it, I don't know, makes you think of bratty stuff. Maybe you want to put it on your backpack, put it on your jean jacket, whatever. Um, so so we'll see if anyone's interested in enamel pins. I used to not really care for enamel pins, but now I like putting them on my backpack. So I don't know what that's about. I'm about to graduate college, so my backpack is literally just for like the rare instances. Now that I quit my job, the rare instances that I'm transporting my laptop to and fro places. So, but I still like putting enamel pins on there. Uh, so what is going on in the chat? I feel like something something's going on. Is someone spamming it? Do I need to use my little blocker fingers? Because I will. What was your favorite childhood toy slash game? Thank you, Cassie, so much for your super chat. Honestly, when I was a kid, I did a lot of things. I have all I always and I still have like this weird obsession with stuffed animals. I was obsessed with stuffed animals. So I have a ton. I still have a ton of stuffed animals because like I just accumulated so many of them, and it's like just hard to get rid of so many because I'm like a very nostalgic person. So I'm like, oh, but this person gave this to me, or I had this during this significant, which really wasn't significant moment in my life. So it's hard for me to let things go if I can think of some sort of emotional attachment to it. But it was always just stuffed animals. I've always loved animals of all shapes, sizes. Um, so I always wanted stuffed animals. When I got older, I got a GameCube. So I played games on my GameCube. I specifically remember this like Bratz game, and it was like you traveled to like Paris, and at one point like the final boss, I don't remember what it was. It was like some fashion show, but like you had to wear roller skates and you had to outskate her. I don't know, but I really liked it. And this Pac-Man game it was like a 3D Pac-Man game where you like traveled through different like levels, and it was a final boss at the end of every one, and it was so cool. I don't remember the name of it. I just know it was like a 3D Pac-Man. He had like legs and stuff, and it was the coolest game. And I am still to this day kicking myself for selling that GameCube to get a Wii. So mad about that. I sold my GameCube. I don't know how old I was, but it was like when the Wii was a big thing. I'm like, dang, I want to play that Pac-Man game so bad. If I could remember the name of it, if I was able to find a GameCube for like cheap and get that Pac-Man game, you would never see me again. I would play that every day. And I also had a PlayStation 2, so I played Guitar Hero pretty much every day, all day. I like thought I was gonna be good at guitar because I was good at Guitar Hero. The answer is no. Playing Guitar Hero is not at all the same as playing the actual stupid instrument. Um, yeah, maybe I don't know, people are saying that but, keep me and talk about this. People are saying that YouTube is going downhill and that you should move to Twitch streaming. I'm like, I don't play video games, what would I stream about? I should get a GameCube and get Pac-Man and, like, stream me playing Pac-Man. Oh my gosh, probably wouldn't even be good at it anymore. I was good at it back in the day, or I could Twitch stream me playing Guitar Hero. No, I couldn't because it would be copyrighted music. Dang. Um, yeah. Uh, I don't really know anything about Twitch. Literally the only Twitch streams I have ever seen is when Noel Miller, he'll stream. I don't watch him when he does it live, but he'll save them sometimes and put them on his like gaming channel on YouTube. It's the only reason I even really knew anything about Twitch was whatever he posted. I still don't know anything about it. I know that a couple YouTubers I used to watch who kind of fell off the grid still do. they started doing Twitch streaming. Um, I feel like I'm not good at live streaming. I just do this for the fun of it, but, like, I'm not good enough to, like, go and make a separate live stream thing. I don't know, and, like, compete with these, like, people who are streaming gods, you know? Then again, who am I to come onto YouTube when there's, uh, YouTube gods and me over here in the corner complaining about a movie or something and talking about a band that ironically has broken a ton of world records, but, like, is still a lot of people don't listen to them. Talking about 21 Pilots, obviously. Uh, oh yeah, I wanted to talk about the YouTube thing. So, in case you haven't heard, the adpocalypse is back and better than ever, baby. Because my nose is freaking on my last nerve. So, what had happened was that Momo thing that was like going around, right? Uh, People were freaking out because they were saying that like kids' YouTube videos were like they looked normal, and then this Momo character would appear and tell the kid to hurt themselves or something horrible. And people started freaking out, especially parents, and it like created this huge, the media just sensationalized it out the wazoo really quick. Like overnight, it was just big. Like I didn't hear of it, and then it was everywhere. And if people took, 30 seconds to just go to Snopes.com, seriously, anytime you hear anything ever, literally anything, any rumor, any online thing, go to Snopes. They will tell you if it's true or not. So if you go to Snopes.com, they were like, no, this is a hoax. It's not actually happening. And then, 2 days later, after so many huge companies pulled out of YouTube, stopped paying to advertise on YouTube. I'm talking big names like AT&T stopped running ads on YouTube because they were scared of being associated with this scandal that ended up being a hoax. So basically, I've been watching YouTube videos the last couple days and like from other people, and I've gone through and looked at some of my own, even like my own videos I never see an ad for anymore, even though it'll say it's monetized. They'll have like a good green a-okay, good to go, you're monetized. I won't see any ads play. And then watching like Danny Gonzalez, Drew Gooden, people who have a million subs or more, it'll show like little yellow lines where the ads are supposed to be and the ads won't play. And so I know they're not making money, or they're not making as much money. I might get like one ad when there's supposed to be four. And it's like videos that have been up for a long time. So it's not like there's something got, a strike on them. Maybe they have, I don't know. Neither Danny nor Drew has, made a comment about it recently. Danny has made some comments about, his exploring his legal options. But that has nothing to do with this. So most YouTube videos I'm watching in the last few days haven't had any ads on them, or only have like one ad when they're supposed to have four. And it's because of people pulling out and not wanting to advertise on YouTube. And it honestly makes me so angry because I think about it doesn't make any sense. I tweeted about this the other day, but if you go to like watch, network TV. If anyone knows like the channel FX, they play movies, popular movies, and they'll play rated R movies. They'll edit them a little so that they're not like terrible, but they're still rated R. Um, Still not like family friendly at all. But they're on FX, a channel that can be accessed by anybody, just like the internet. And advertisers will play ads. The movie could be 2 hours long, and there's like freaking 20 ad breaks that are all at least 5 minutes long during the movie. And the ads will be for stuff like Tide or AT&T or I don't know, dish soap. I don't know. I'm running out of ideas, but it'll be like for mainstream things. It won't be like obscure ads. It'll just be like normal, like household stuff. Uh, what is it? That elliptical that's really popular. I don't know, some kind of exercise machine, whatever. Will play during a rated R movie where they use like the F word, right? There's sex scenes, there's drugs, there's wildly inappropriate stuff. So they can advertise on that. But on YouTube, they're so petrified of having an ad play over a YouTuber who might swear a little. Not even that much, but like a little. Or even just like my video when I did the video about The Bachelor, that was the first time I ever had a video get it wasn't copyrighted or anything, but the little green circle turned to yellow, which means that it's limited because it's not suitable for most advertisers. And I believe it is because I said the word virgin a lot. And so their little robot who just like blindly throws darts at videos just detected the word virgin and assumed I was being inappropriate and decided to kick me in the stomach and be like, nope, you're not making money off that. Luckily, it got fixed within 24 hours before it kind of really blew up. But like, so advertisers are scared of, God forbid they advertise on a YouTuber who could be rated PG. Like my channel is PG at most. Most YouTubers are just like PG-13, maybe rated R, depending on how many times they use the F word. But a lot of them could be just PG-13. Um, and they don't want to advertise on them. That makes absolutely no sense. And it's because I read somewhere it's because companies assume that if their ad plays before or during a video that is inappropriate, then people are going to assume that brand supports whatever that video is about, that they are somehow a sponsor, and that's not the case. And I feel like anyone anywhere who watches YouTube knows that the ads playing before or during a video have nothing to do with the video. They're just ads. At no point in my life have I ever assumed that when I was watching a YouTube video and an ad for Verizon came on before, that Verizon was endorsing that person. I just was like, oh, this is an ad I have to sit through until the video starts. So they think that for some stupid reason, but I think it's because I don't know, maybe people of YouTube are like the people in charge, maybe they're just not gutsy enough to call them out on the bull crap because we all know that's bull crap. No one believes that. So, I mean, by that standard, like you shouldn't be advertising on FX because a rated R movie that has a lot of sex scenes and gore and drug use and stuff, you're not endorsing that. No one assumes you endorse that. And if they do, then stop advertising on there. Quit giving them your money. I don't know why you're so butthurt over some YouTubers who say the word virgin, or even like some mild swear words. Ooh. So anyway, that's what's been going on. So like my videos aren't making as much money, and YouTube's like, your ad revenue is down this month. I'm like, well, no, duh. Whose fault is that? None other than the overlords at Google. It is your fault for one not being like. There's so many. Oh, I'm gonna get kicked out. They're gonna like just delete my channel overnight. They're like, she said what in her live stream? Bye. Delete, exterminate, exterminate. I used to watch Doctor Who a lot when I was younger. Can you tell? Yeah. No, it's bad. So, yeah, it's great. I love spending a ton of time on something, only for some crappy algorithm to decide it's not worth anything and then be like, oh, cool. I'm glad I quit my job. I didn't quit my job because I was making enough money on YouTube. I think I made that clear in a live stream at some point. I am not making enough money on YouTube to support myself, but I am making the same I was making at my old job, which isn't much. But I was like, all right, I'm making the same amount of money and I'm not happy here, so I could quit and just do this and be happy. Happiness isn't the ultimate goal, but I had a lot of things going on there and I knew it was time to leave. So I was like, well, good. At least knowing that if I leave, I have something to fall back on, which is YouTube. So I've decided to fall back on YouTube, and then YouTube decided to not catch me. No, I'm kidding. It's been okay. It's just great, relying on the least reliable platform in the world for your income is great. So that's why I want to sell merch eventually, but I feel like can't really do that unless I don't know, what's like the minimum amount of subscribers you can have before selling merch is like okay. I thought it was like at least 100K. Um, but I feel like one YouTuber, it was like a tech YouTuber I watched, Talos of Tech. I used to watch his videos a lot, and I don't know why I quit watching them. It's not any like, I'm still subscribed, I just stopped watching them for some reason. Um, he started selling T-shirts, I feel like around 50K, anywhere between 50 and, like, 75 or 80, so I could sell enamel pins, right? Um, you know, I just like people say, like, "Do whatever you want," but, like, here's the thing, you have to understand, I have to in order to be able to, like, make them affordable for you and for me, is I'd have to bulk order them. So I'd have to order, like, at least 200 of these, like, of enamel pins, and then pay for I'm gonna have to ship them myself. So I have to order these enamel pins by in bulk, um, 200, and then buy my own, packaging stuff and, like, shipping labels and all that. And, I was like, "Oh, enamel pins, I could sell those for like $5." No. I was like, "There's no way I can charge less than 10 for an enamel pin." I was trying to, like, find who else was selling them, and I looked at Tessa Violet's website, which if you don't know, Tessa Violet, was a YouTuber, so kind of does some YouTube stuff. She makes music now, and she is the person whose song I use at the end of all my videos, the little, like, put my foot in my mouth again, that's her, Tessa Violet. She sells enamel pins, and hers are $12. So I was like, "Is that normal? Are people willing to pay 10 or $12 for an enamel pin? Because, like, that's the only way I'd be able to sell them and not lose money. I mean, essentially, it's not me trying to be greedy, it's like, things are expensive. Um, I mean, to or if I were to order, like, 200 in bulk, I think they would cost I don't know what they would I don't know. It's just a lot, it's a lot. So, I do need to make some kind of profit off of them. I'm not gonna, you know, gouge you for anything. I wanna do a fair price, but I was just like, I don't know if people would do that if they would pay I not only it's not just would people pay that much, but, like, would at least 200 people be willing to pay that much? Like, 1 or 2 people are like, Heck yeah, I'd buy them. I'd buy 7 of them. Like, that's great, but, like, I need at least 200 people to show interest, like, genuine will do it interest, um, because otherwise I would be out a ton of money. So I'm gonna just kinda keep my eye out on the market, see how things are going, just kind of leave that, imagery up so that it kind of further stakes my brand, so that when I do enamel pins, it's, like, very on brand and you wanna be associated with it, so, yeah. Oh, and I would only be able to ship within the US, so that's unfortunate because I know that I have fans. I did not like that I just said that. I know that I have subscribers who like my videos who live outside of the US, and I'm very sorry, I have no way of getting them to you unless I charge you an obscene amount of not an obscene amount of money, but just more than I wanna charge. I'm not gonna charge you that, I would feel bad about that, so, um, there are ways to do international shipping, but, like, I would have to have a way bigger platform and be able to there are, like, people who, move their merch into, like, a third party person who like, a third party company who um, does it and like ships it themselves and like you the creator don't have to deal with it. That's like the only way to really take care of international shipping. Like I as a one person wouldn't be able to do it and do it affordably for me or you involved. So it would have to be like way down the line um in order to be able to do that unless you want to pay like it's something crazy like cuz you have to pay tax on it and or tariffs or whatever it's called. I don't know anything. I I took government, but I didn't pay attention. Okay, something going I keep like looking at the chat and just seeing people yelling. I feel like I'm missing something. But I got carried away. Why am I still breathing weird? Am I gonna die? Probably. It's fine. It's fine. Put brat on all your merch for sure. I feel like if I did do enamel pins, I would maybe like since I would be able to uh I feel like shipping them, here's the thing. Shipping them will cost more than the pin itself will cost. So my idea today that I just thought of, don't hold me to it, was to do like $15, but you get 2 pins. So like one would be like the drawing of me, and then another one would say like bratty and be like have some like glitter on it, whatever. Or bratty, whatever you want. So you get 2 pins, and then I ship them in one package, so that way it's like we both win. Instead of having to ship so like, then you're getting a deal because one enamel pin would cost $12, so you're getting 2 for 15. I that's not that bad, and that way I ship them in the same envelope. I'm talking about this as if I'm doing it tomorrow. I'm not. I've like tried to get some quotes from some companies, not like actually corresponding with them, but just going to their website and like seeing, what they were doing. I was researching some of that today, like how much it would cost to get them manufactured, where to get them from, how many I'd have to order in order for it to be worth it, and then where to get packing. Like I would have to get those like bubbly envelopes, ones with a little bubble lining on the inside. Get like small ones, and then postage. And I would have to get a PO box. I don't have a PO box. I would have to get a PO box before I could do that because you have to have a return address, and I'm sure as heck not putting my real address on there. So I need to get a PO box. And then hey, if I get a PO box, you could like mail me stuff. That'd be fun. I could do like a live stream. I could do live streams like opening things I would get in the PO box. That would be fun. I haven't I don't know how much that cost. I know it's probably like something I have to pay monthly. And I already have to pay so many things. Why is everything monthly? I'm already paying for stuff. So I'm considering getting a PO box. I feel like I'm big enough for that now that it wouldn't be too obnoxious. If anything, I would want to do it now because you think of people like Cody Ko who used to have a PO box, but now he's got like a 2 million subs. He probably can't keep up with that, So do it now while you can still kind of like get that one-on-one interaction with people instead of just being bombarded with uh crazy stuff. Who's spamming? I don't see a spammer. Yeah, last time I live streamed, I had a really bad spammer going on. He was dropping uh some bad things in the chat, and I couldn't block them because I don't know, I just lost privileges. Oh, I can add a moderator. Hey, Faith, can you be my moderator if I assign you to that? Are you cool with that? Um, where'd you go? I saw you comment not that long ago. Are you still in here? Hey, what's up? Yeah, Faith, I'm gonna put you as a moderator. Are you cool with that? There you go. Yeah, okay. So my Patreon people are allowed to be moderators. I see you, Riley. Can I put you as moderator too? Here we go. Let's team up. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, Riley and Faith are moderators. Yee. Thank you, Faith. You're so sweet. I love you. My little friends. I really do like have a emotional attachment to people on Patreon, not just because they give me money, but because like we get one-on-one interactions there. So I get to like talk to them in a more like laid back, not talk verbally, but I get to talk to them in a more like laid back setting. So I feel like I can trust them, You know? I've gotten emo in a few live streams on Patreon and like in some of my behind the scenes videos. I got emo in one of my behind the scenes videos one time and I left it in there. I don't know why I did that. I look back and I'm like, what? I should have cut that out, but I didn't. So, yeah, if you oh, hey, Audra, I'll throw you on there too. Sorry, Audra's gonna be a moderator too. Look at you guys. You're gonna rule the chat. Um, oh, and the Capster, I'll add you as a moderator. Anybody I see from Patreon that I recognize will become a moderator so that I don't have to keep up with the chat. No clue what that means. What do you mean, moderator? It means that you can like put people in timeout for spamming, or if they're being like, if you can tell it's like a bot. Oh, sorry, Palmer. I see you. I'm sorry. I'm bad at this. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, seriously, you can put him. I put somebody in timeout earlier. Um. All right. Wait. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Jenna. Listen, the chat's moving fast. It's nothing personal. I'm trying to keep up. Is blonde your natural hair color? No, my natural hair color is this like light brown you see right here. Shoot, do I get my hair done tomorrow? Crap. Can I afford to get my hair done tomorrow? Shoot, shoot. No, wait. Okay. I don't get it done tomorrow. I get it done next week. Yeah, I have to get my roots redone because they've grown out pretty long now. But no, my natural hair is this like brownish color up here. They say it's like a dark blonde. It's light brown. Whoa. Okay, Riley, what's going on, my guy? I just saw you delete like 4 comments. Was that necessary? What's going on? Did I give the power to the wrong person? What's going Riley, are you abusing your power? um, how much is your Patreon? You can start at $1, literally $1. Okay, I trust you, Riley. um, oh, there's you see that? You see that? He's here. He's arrived. He's not scared of the storm anymore. Come here. Come here, handsome. Come here, handsome. For the love of God. All right. Do you like banana bread? No. I've seen that freaking 10 times and I kept ignoring it on purpose. But I feel like if I finally just answer people, then they'll shut up. Show us the cat. I tried. He's comfy. Here. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. I'll try to show him to you, but he's already decided he's on the move. Okay. He's over it. I feel like it's some kind of whatever the banana bread thing is. I think it's an inside joke or whatever. That I'm not a part of. So maybe it's like a 21 Pilots thing. I don't know. I don't know. Ugh. I was gonna show y'all my dog. She was in here right before I started streaming, and then she started barking and going crazy, so I kicked her out. I don't do barking. What am I? Okay, sorry. I thought I heard something, and I was about to start kung fu fighting. Am I right, guys? You have a dog. How many pets do you have? We have 5 animals in this household. 3 dogs and 2 cats. One of the dogs is mine, and both cats are mine. Both cats basically live in my room. Like there's a litter box in here now. We went like 14 years with the litter box always being downstairs, but now I have one in my room as well. So my cat Bailey, she's the oldest. She's 15. She basically never leaves unless she goes to get food, or she likes to hang out in my bathroom, which is right across the hall. So I'm convinced if her food was in here, she would never leave my room. She would go to my bathroom and then my room and like never visit downstairs ever. Yeah, 2 cats and a dog and my 1 dog. Does it stink in your room? I don't think so. I keep the litter box scooped really regularly because I'm scared of. I never wanted one in my room because I didn't want it to stink. I feel like I'm pretty aware of uh things like that. Like I don't feel like I go nose blind, like, if because I've been gone all day. So I came into my room and it smelled like my room, like how my room usually smells. So, um, it will it did stink a little bit yesterday, but I scooped it, so it's better. You just have to keep it clean. I need one of those, like, litter genie things. You guys don't care about my cat's litter habits. Is she in here? Well, let me see if Bailey is in here. If she's not in here, she's in my bathroom, guaranteed. Oh, yeah, I don't see her. She must be in my bathroom. No, I don't have a rabbit. I never really got along with, like, rodents. I don't no, I don't not like them. I just they've never liked me, so I've been wary of them. I'm low key afraid of them just because they always bite people. I, oh crap! Hold on. Hello. Yeah. I saw I had a text from you, but I haven't had a chance to read it. I'm so sorry. Okay. I could do the 11 if that's okay with you. Okay. No, no, no. I'd rather do the later one, but I don't want to go as late as 12. Okay. Thank you so much. Bye. Sorry, guys. That was my therapist. I forgot to respond to her text message. Whoops. Um. Oh, I love having moderators, so I don't have to fight things anymore. All right. Crack the knuckles. Let me just have fun on my own stream while other people do the work for me. Um, I never saw Into the Spider-Verse. I wanted to, but your girl never got around to it. Now I don't think it's in theaters anymore. So whenever it hits streaming websites, I will get around to it. But I missed my chance in the theaters. Unless it still is in theaters, is it? I don't think so. I'm still having trouble breathing. You guys heard it here first if I die. Oh, gee whiz. Gee golly. Okay. Um, it's on Amazon. Amazon. Oh, I have to rent it. No. Amazon has their own like streaming service. If it's on that, I can get access to it. But I'm not gonna. It's weird. Like I'll pay monthly for something, but I won't do like a one-time payment just to only see it one time or see it as many times as I want within 24 hours, whatever the rule is these days. That's I did do that with Black Panther. I try. Ooh, hope no FBI agents are watching. I tried to find it on like my my trusty websites, that stream things for free and it may not be legal, but I'm not downloading it. I'm just streaming it, so it's okay, right? No, I tried to find it on one of those websites and I couldn't, so I thought I had to see it before I saw uh, the Avengers Infinity War. I thought I was going to be lost. So I was like, crap, I need to see Black Panther before I go see that, even though it turns out I really didn't need to, but I'm glad I did. So I rented it as the last time I rented a movie was Black Panther. Otherwise, I find it online somewhere. Don't don't tell them. Oh, thank you for your super chat, Rachel. I love coffee. Thank you for your contribution to the chat. um, yeah, shh. Hey, everyone on this public live stream on YouTube, don't tell the FBI. Um, I haven't done it in a while, okay? I've been clean for a couple weeks of my addiction. Um, okay, the chat's actually pretty chill right now. Not a lot going on to give me off of. You're gonna go to jail. I honestly, uh, have this, like, irrational fear that I'm gonna be framed for a crime. Not, like, on purpose, but just, like not like someone's going to frame me on purpose, but just, like, something's going to happen, and I'm gonna be at the wrong place at the wrong time and somehow end up guilty, even though, like, I didn't do it. They're gonna find me guilty of, like, a major crime, and I'm gonna get sent to jail for it. That's like a legitimate fear of mine. I've had, like, nightmares where something similar like that has happened. Not exactly that, but where, like, I'm being misunderstood and, like, I start freaking out and then, or being, like, trapped somewhere. Yeah, it freaks me out a little bit. Um, but yeah, that's definitely up there in the top 10 fears is being convicted of a crime I didn't do, and being sent to jail, like, serious jail where, you get, like, prison jail. Like, although female prisons are, like, less violent, so I'm less likely to get, like, raped in a female prison. Like, it still happens, but it's, like, less likely. So I would be a little safer than if I was a dude getting sent to a dude prison. You're pretty much like, you know you know, uh Thank you, Cassie. Why am I doing this? I don't get paid for a week. I only get paid once a month now, so, I feel that, because you imagine, like, how much you make if those of you out there who even have jobs, I don't know, you're watching my live stream right now, so you probably don't. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. No. Uh, Imagine, most people get a paycheck every 2 weeks or maybe every week, it just depends. Imagine getting all of that money all at once in 1 month. May not be a lot of money, but it just looks like a lot than what you're used to. You get that and you're like, "Wow, look at all I have all this money." You forget you have to make that last for another month. Like, you're so used to getting paid every week or every 2 weeks, so you see a ton of money, you're like, "Sick." And then it's like, actually not sick. It's still the same amount I was making. I just got it all at once. So, now I have to ration it out and hope it makes it to the next month. It's fun, you know? Uh, yeah. Yeah, I used to get paid weekly at my old job, so whenever I got my first YouTube this cat. When I got my first YouTube check, I went a little crazy because I was like, it wasn't like a lot of money, but it was like more than I expected. So I was like, sick, I'm gonna go treat myself, right? Go shopping. I never go shopping, especially for myself. Like, I never just go buy clothes. Um, Unless I go to like Plato's Closet or something. I never buy like new clothes. And I was like, I'm gonna treat myself. That's when I got my Vans, that was like the most I've ever spent on shoes. Like, I'm serious when I say I don't spend money on like clothing. So the most money I've ever spent was $50 on Vans or 40. I don't remember. It was from like Journeys, whatever. Um, so yeah, I got my check from YouTube and I just had that mindset of like getting paid every week. No, didn't see that. That went by very quick. And then suddenly I got cut back a bunch of hours on my job and I wasn't expecting that. Had I been expecting that, I wouldn't have spent that money. But I didn't expect that I was going to get some hours cut back. So I was I was in the negatives. I owed my bank some money for a couple weeks. Yee yee, am I right, fellas? Uh, Living that millennial struggle. Well, I guess you guys are mostly Gen Z, but I consider myself a millennial. the we're we're all terrible, but you know, I think I'm a millennial. Like, they say the cutoff is like 95, and I was born in 96, but it's close enough. Uh, I feel like I'm around millennials more than Gen Z, so I just am kind of like grandfathered into millennial. Even though I was born in 96, I'm still millennial because I mostly am around millennials. Because everybody I'm friends with is older than me, with the exception of like two. Waffles are better than pancakes. Depends who makes them, when and where you get them from, who made them, as to whether or not that statement is true. But I generally like waffles better, depending on how they're cooked. That one dude, thank you for your super chat. I made it to a stream. How much of this did you get? Do you get? You mean like how much of your super chat? I don't know. I think I get all of it because it's not like. I mean, I don't know. YouTube might take some of it. I don't know. I don't know. Um, Erdeem, back at it again with the super chat. Thank you. Little cat emoji. He's sitting right here. He's camera shy. I don't know if YouTube snatches any. They may or may not. Cause like technically no ads are running right now, so no one else should be profiting off of this. But then again, I am running it off of YouTube's platform, so it would make sense for them to take a little pinch. But just a small one, YouTube. I'm the one making the content. You're just hosting it. I don't know. I don't know anything. Um, I'm getting distracted by my own cat. What time is it? Oof, it's 9 o'clock. Your girl is old. I am old. I kind of want to start getting ready for bed. So unless someone has some brilliant addition to the chat, which I doubt because I keep seeing the same four things over and over again over here. Did my moderators do too good a job and they just blocked everyone? uh, how long did it take to get used to talking to a camera all alone? Not to like toot my own horn or anything, but I've always been like really comfortable with a camera. No, but for real, um when I started doing like mock videos, I always did them with friends, so there was like another person there to kind of bounce off of. It just takes practice, I guess, but I'm I took theater in high school or late middle school and then all through high school. So doing theater and things like that and honestly just being on Snapchat all the time and whatever. I just have always like been doing things in front of a camera so it doesn't bother me. I'm like not to like brag, but if Mark from Real Bear Media ever sees this or Brad Heaton, I'm a great person to photograph during shows because if I notice you, I'm not going to like stare at you. I'm going to go right back to what I'm doing and be natural because I'm not going to like I always hated that. I used to do some like photography or like try to do videos for summer camps for like churches and stuff. And I would try to like film things at the summer camp and I would want the kids to look like the kids would be doing something so cute. And I'm like, oh, this is such a sweet little moment. Let me capture it. The minute I hit record, they all turn and look at me and they're like, I'm like, stop, go back to what you were doing, please. Like, drives me crazy. So I'm really good at that. If I see a camera, I just go about my business because they're doing something and if they want me in it, then fine, but I'm going to keep doing me unless I'm instructed otherwise. Not to brag, but starts bragging. Listen, I have low self-esteem. If I can find any decent quality in myself, I'm going to let the world know that I'm proud of it because um, it is my only good quality. I have no good qualities other than my camera presence. No, I don't know. I have an internal dialogue going on all the time, and I have trouble processing thoughts unless I speak them out loud. So having a camera is kind of therapeutic because I don't feel like a crazy person just sitting in my room talking to myself. Instead, I feel like there's a purpose behind it because even though it's a camera, it feels like I'm talking to someone because someone eventually will see it, supposedly, unless I hate it and end up deleting it. But like in theory, someone's going to see this, so it is like I'm talking to a person. Um, and that's just how I am. That's why I'm in therapy. It's just how I process. Is I need because like I might be thinking something and it's not making sense, but like the minute I verbalize it, I'm like, oh, it something clicks. So doing YouTube videos has helped. Like there's been things, like some of my opinions that I express on camera, I didn't like fully form. I try to write my videos out, not like strict uh scripts or anything, but just like bullet points to make sure I cover everything I want to cover. And then also like if I thought of a joke that was funny to make sure to write it down so I remember to say it, whatever. Um and then some jokes I make up on the spot, but it's like I have an opinion of something, but once I start talking about it out loud, I'm like, "Oh," and I start connecting different dots. So that's kind of why my videos can seem very scattered. It's because I go in with a plan, and then my brain's like, "Actually, now that you say that, it reminds me of this thing from 7 years ago that you never fully understood until now." So, there there we are. It is what it is, my guy. Oh, I missed a super chat. Hold on. Uh, that one dude is back again, back at it again with a brilliant addition to the chat. Um, yeah, unless you pay me more money, I'm gonna have to log out because I'm losing watchers, and that's fine. I don't blame you if you did for ditching. Faith, Faith is taking no crap. Someone just sneezes and Faith blocks him from the chat. I love you. I'm not saying that to be negative. I think it's funny. I just keep seeing like every time I look up, it's like so and so was blocked by Faith. So this person's in timeout because of Faith. Oh man, what would I do without you? I would just have a I would just have a chaotic chat because I can't keep up with it. Um, okay, I really don't want to stay on here too much longer, but so a couple of us on the chat want to go into psychology and we want to know if you have any advice for getting through. Um, the thing with psychology, honestly, is you can't do anything with that. There are some things you can do with that degree with just a bachelor's, but like for the most part, you're gonna need to get your master's before you can even like consider a serious job in psychology. So if you're gonna go into it, be prepared to be in school for like 6 years. You can cut it to 5 depending on what school you go to. Some of them can fast track you, and you can start taking master's courses during your bachelor term, so that you're a little ahead and you can finish it in 5 years as opposed to 6. Um, and some online courses offer it way faster, but I will warn you, online courses get insane. You think like, "Oh, it's online, I can do it whenever," but, like, online courses are a semester's worth of work in half the time. It's whew, it's a lot. Did not enjoy my time online, but I had to do it because I moved home from school. So, I mean, I don't know, advice getting through it. 'Cause every school is different, so, like, my experience in school is gonna be way different, um, than yours. Because I don't know what kinda school you're gonna go to, um, because I can't be like, "Oh, don't go for this teacher," 'cause if you enjoy the topic and you know what you wanna do, then go for it. The only person that can stop you is you, and there are things that I can tell you, but in reality, you're not gonna fully understand it till you're in it, if that makes sense. Like, when I was first going to college, people told me certain things like, "Oh, college is gonna be like this. Be prepared for this. This might happen, whatever." And my college experience was I was not prepared for. Like, it didn't matter how many YouTube videos I watched. Just like it was just so its own brand of different of weird. So, I mean, advice in psychology specifically, I don't know, but advice in college would just be like uh, don't get behind on your work, um, and uh, participate in class is a big one. I love class participation. I didn't in high school, but something in me in college clicked because a lot of psychology involves debating, and I don't know what it is, but I suddenly just loved debating because so many of my classmates had the wrong opinion, and I had to make sure they knew they were wrong. So I love debating. So I love getting involved and asking the teacher questions, asking them to elaborate on something or whatever. So get involved with your professors. Like ask them stuff. Um, make sure to have a comment locked and loaded on something if it's something you like. You know how sometimes you get a really good idea and your heart starts pounding. You're like, I have to tell somebody. Like if that happens to you in class, like if that teacher is like that kind of teacher, for sure, like speak up. Because professors love that. Like, um, you may not make like the best grades, but if they can tell that like you're really into the subject and really passionate, and and you're involved and like you want to be there and you want to be learning, then you'll be a teacher's pet. Like I'm the teacher's pet in all my psychology classes, not because I kiss up. I do not. I've actually gotten in arguments with one of my professors. Like every other class, me and her argue about something, but me and her both like have a mutual respect and like a mutual love for one another because she sees that I'm passionate about it and that I care about it. So she loves that I get riled up because it shows that I care. So I not it's never been confirmed, but I'm like I assume I'm one of her favorite students because I'm involved. So don't be afraid. Like I know it when I went into college, I was the same. Like when I was in high school, I hated speaking in front of the class. I hated that, but maybe it's part of my online presence. But I don't know. I hated when a professor would ask a question or ask for comments and the room would just be dead quiet and the professor like would just wait for someone to say something and no one would say anything. I hated that. That silence would drive me crazy. So what honestly got me started was we would be sitting in silence and I would feel like I was going to lose my mind. So I would just say something just to break the silence. Even if it was just like the most minor comment, the most minor question, I didn't care. I made sure I was like, if no one else is going to speak, then fine, I will, because I can't stand this silence. I can't stand that professor standing up there looking uncomfortable because they feel like they're failing as a professor because their students aren't interacting. So, um, yeah, if you're in a class and a teacher asks a question and no one else is answering um, or contributing, be sure to contribute. Uh, and the professor will thank you for that because they don't want to stand up there and have everyone I missed your super chat, sorry. I got carried away, I'm sorry. Thank you for telling me. Uh, thanks for getting me through this 9-hour shift. You're welcome, Cassie. How do people watch live streams and work? Of all the jobs I've had, I never would have gotten away with that. Yeah, I pay attention to people who give me super chats because they contributed, but I try my best to pay attention to the chat. If you've been here the whole live stream, you would know that I've been answering questions in and out whenever I can see them, but the chat moves very fast on my end, so I can only see so much. So the reason I encourage super chat is that it lights up, I'm more apt to see it, and I'm going to honor someone's contribution, whether it's 50 cents or someone, in the beginning with a lot more than that. Um, I'm going to honor their contribution by answering their question. And I also see it. I don't see it otherwise because things go by very quickly, but I do my best. And I also honor my Patreoners. If I see them in here, I try to make sure I say hey to them because they're the ones that are supporting me consistently. And I appreciate that. I appreciate the crap out of that. But I've been doing my best to be involved, and I've been answering questions people who haven't done super chat. So I never want to be seen as that because I'm definitely not that person. And if you knew me at all, you would know I'm not that kind of person who's only going to, you know, uh, sorry, I'm getting distracted by my own cat, who's only going to talk to people because they give me money. But thanks for your contribution. Uh, Olivia was my first super chat this stream. I feel really bad because I've never super chatted, and that's not anything personal. I have just never caught one of my favorite YouTubers live streaming. I always catch it after the fact. I've never actually gotten to see it live. Otherwise, I might would super chat, or I might not. It depends. Like if I really want them to see my question, then I'll super chat. But if I have nothing important to say, then I may not super chat because it's like, okay, well, um, oh, yeah, yeah, Cassie, you said you were a Patreoner? Wait, hold on, Faith. You have permission to spam to become a moderator if you want. Um, yeah, Cassie, if you're are you a newer one? I haven't checked the list today. Let me check it really quick. I'm supposed to get a package delivered today. You ever okay, so this is probably going to lead to like really inappropriate comments. Um, she has a Patreon. Okay, I trust you. All right, you're a moderator. Now you can kick people out at your leisure. What was I gonna say? Uh, so I feel like this is gonna lead to some inappropriate comments. So can we please just like not take this further than it needs to go? Uh, but as a female, a person who a person, God, I'm trying. I have something funny to say, but I'm so worried it's going to be taken out of context. As someone who does not have balls, right? Testicles. That's the correct word for it, right? Uh, I feel like the the closest thing I get to like blue balls is when I'm supposed to get a package at a certain time and it comes late. That is like my version of that because I don't really think I've experienced that as someone without those parts. So I think that's the equivalent of like for me, blue balling is when a company's like, your package will arrive Friday and it doesn't. And I'm like, I have to wait another day. Thank you, Thomas, for your super chat. Best cat. He is the worst cat. You have it wrong. The best cat is probably in my bathroom right now. Um, this is the worst cat in the world. I love him, but he is the worst. He is my devil child. Um, Worst. He drools on me. I want to punch him in the face at all times, but I love him. But he's the worst. You know how like, oh man, this live stream's gone on way longer than I planned. So you know how you know how Tyler Joseph is a menace, right? It's like the worse Tyler Joseph is, the more I love him. So that's how like it is with my cat. Like the meaner he is to me and and just the worse that he is, the more I love him. So like you know how people are like, "Oh, I hate Tyler Joseph," but it's like you say it out of love, weirdly enough. I've said that so many times today with those pictures of him walking out of that signing being like with his friggin' like he's running for president. I don't know. It's just like, are you kidding me, Tyler Joseph? And then the video someone took where they had their phone tucked in like this belt high up on their waist, and Tyler's like, that can't be where you keep your phone. I'm like, Tyler, you're wearing sunglasses inside again. I hate you. But like you say it out of love. I don't understand that. What is it about love that makes you like kind of aggressive? You know what I mean? Anyone understand that? Like something's cute and it almost makes you like feel aggressive. I feel like there's a connection with that. I think I read something about that in a book I had to read for psychology. But it's like with my cat, um, Oliver up there, the bad one. I do this thing where I like to like pat him on his little butt, like pat him on his little hindquarters, and it makes a little smacking sound, and I like it. And it's like the more I pat him, it's like the harder I want to hit him. I don't know why. It's like not abuse. Like he seems like he likes it, but it's like you just want to grab him. I don't know why. Um, I want to like squish him, but I don't want to hurt him, so I'm not going to. But it's like that overwhelming urge to like I just want to freaking just squish you, just right here. Um, I think I read somewhere that it's like a leftover part of I don't know if this is true. From like when we used to be hunter gatherers or whatever, something to do with like cuteness, like we had to be aggressive to like kill animals to eat them. So it like is some kind of leftover thing from that. I don't know. I don't know. Uh someone said something about the Discord. We have a Discord, by the way, if you guys didn't know, on Patreon. I pop in there. I try to pop in every day. I was pretty lax about it this week because I was editing all week. Um, but I try to come in there pretty often, and it's fun. Join our Discord. You can argue or not, but we've got different things like different channels. People will post, you know, what like there's one for books. There's or books and manga. I'm like, who decided to put manga in there? People talk about movies, just everything. Then there's a general one, but it's just like all within our little bratty Discord, all of us together interacting. I feel like it's fun. Yeah, there's only 10 people that post half the time, but hopefully more people will get involved. There's like I have like what, 40 Patreons? I feel like there should be 40 people in there. Come on. It's not that hard to connect it. If I can figure it out as like an old person who's never used Discord before in her life, if I could figure it out, so can you. Um, but yeah, it's fun. It's fun to like go into like a chat room and know that everyone there has like a similar interest. So you guys have like something in common to kind of break that ice, and then you can make friendships out of that. It's nice. And I like getting to interact with you guys on a more like chill level because like live streams can get a little chaotic. And then of course YouTube when I post videos, I try to go through the comments, but usually I have this like general rule of thumb where I only go through the comments for like a few hours, and then if a video starts to kind of take off, then I'll stop checking comments because usually that's when like hate rolls in, and not like criticism, like constructive criticism. I'm talking just like hateful stuff. So I just stopped checking comments so I don't have to see that. So I can only interact with you guys during that short period of time. So if a subscriber, didn't get a chance to comment during that time, then I may not see it. So it's nice to, do Patreon where we can have our Discord and I can see everything everyone is saying and like I can respond to everyone. For now, if Patreon were to get beyond like 100 people, my tiny little rat brain can't keep up. But yeah, it's fun. I get to interact with you guys like one on one and kind of get to know you individually as opposed to just a name on a screen. And then make jokes with you in the live streams when I see my little moderators kicking people out. It's fun. Is Wait, okay. Uh-oh. Oh, is there a beef? Is there a beef in my chat right now? Ooh, kill him. I can't keep up. There's so much has happened. We do talk about memes. Sometimes y'all talking about memes is posting pictures of me from my videos. Like my little Shrek one. Uh, yeah, it's a vegan beef in the chat. Um, where's my Ooh, the good cat's in here. Hold on. You guys wanna see the best cat in the whole world? She's in here now. She snuck in. She's sneaky. Hold on, I'm gonna get her because I miss her and I love her. Hi. When did you get in here? You come here. Oh, you come here. Oh, I love you. Oh my goodness. She has to take medicine every night, so she thinks now that I picked her up, I'm gonna give her medicine, so she's probably gonna squirm away really quick. But this is the love of my life. She's 15. She's an angel from heaven, an actual angel from heaven above. She's just a good, precious being. That is evil. This is good. Oh, she thinks I'm gonna give her medicine. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to breathe in your ear. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I like let a big like breath out right in her ear, and she did not like that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, she left. She left the room. Oh, I'm a bad mother. Sorry. Oliver, come here. Hey. He sees something out the window. We should. Okay. Okay. Bailey is Josh and Oliver is Tyler. Oliver is still nicer than Tyler. I said it. Why do they hate the US so much? They're from the US and they're like blessing Europe with the best tour, playing the best songs, the bridge is back. They're bringing fans backstage. They're meeting people at signings and like we don't get that. They truly hate us. I'm not saying that like negatively necessarily and when I say that they brought people backstage. That's awesome. I thought that was so cool that they did that. I'm not saying that out of like a spiteful thing. I think that's so cool. Why won't they do that here? Dang it. I want to go. I want to go backstage. Uh, But anyway, thank you for your super chat, the Supreme Cat Lord. It is 2:20 a.m. in the UK. I'm sorry. I'm gonna check out quick. Um, I was like, I'm only every single time I go to do a live stream, I'm like, I'm only gonna stream for an hour. And then about right at the hour mark is when I get caught up thinking about random stuff. Are you going to the show in June? I want to, but we can't get tickets. The only tickets available are ones on like StubHub that will cost us. We have to buy four. We have to get one for me, Nikki, and my niece and nephew, her kids. So it'll be like $1,000 to go, and that's not including like for all four tickets. It will be over $1,000 because it's like right now StubHub. I think it's like 250 for a ticket, but that's not including what they're going to charge as like service fees, which can be anywhere from like 30 to $50 or more. So you got so what $300 a ticket, if not more, times four, and then you got to go. We'd have to get an Airbnb and gas and food, not just for me and Nikki, but for the kids. Um, and we would do pit, but we would do B stage. We would chill in the back because I've never done that before, and I think that'd be fun because every time I've done a pit, I've always tried to get as close as possible. So I think it'd be fun to chill in the back and dance around and not have to worry about drinking enough water where I'm not going to pass out, but not but making sure I pee in time and not drink too much water to where I don't have to pee once I'm in the pit for 4 hours. So and then also being beat up and getting in arguments in the line with soccer moms who think their child is more important and that they can cut the line, or not even moms. It's like 16, 17 year olds who just think they're better than everyone and that they can cut the line. So it would be nice to go to a show and not have to deal with that and still get to be in the pit. So yeah, yeah. Uh, I'm sure it's more fun in the back. I've heard so many people say it's more fun in the back, but like I'm a Tyler slut, right? I love calling myself a slut considering I'm basically, the Virgin Mary, but I'm extra virgin olive oil. Uh, but I want to be close to my boys, just like everyone. But I got barricade that one time, and I feel like okay, I've done my part. I've never thought I'd ever get barricade, but it's like all right, I've done the impossible. I've reached barricade at a 21 Pilot show, which is an impossible feat. So now that I've done that, I feel like I peaked. It's never going to get better than that. So I'm going to let other people have a chance. Go to the back. Go hang in the back, dance around, do like, what was that picture? It was like Cora on Twitter. It was a picture of like her in the middle holding a Ned cutout and like so many people in a circle around her with like their arms up, and it looked like a cult. It was so funny. Like they were worshiping Ned or something. Oh, it's so funny. But that would be fun to just like hang in the back, do a conga train, whatever. Um yeah, for sure. That's the next time I go to a show, I want to do B stage. I hope we can find a way to get tickets. So if anybody knows someone selling tickets for not way too much, that would be great. Because we got two adults and two children who have never been to a real concert before, and they love 21 Pilots, and it would be so cool for them to see them live. Trayson, my nephew, will 100% cry. We when we came back from the last time we saw them, no, actually, we went and saw them in Nashville for the opening of the Bandito tour, and I never understood the collecting confetti thing until until Trench era, and it's like that this era is so special to me, and like that show was so special. I was so emotional about it that like I never understood collecting confetti until that show, and I was like, I want confetti. I must have confetti. So I was scooping off the ground and like stuffing it. All I had was a fanny pack, so I was like stuffing it in my fanny pack. And Nikki took some home, and she gave a few pieces of confetti to her son, my nephew Trayson, and he started crying looking at the confetti because he was so happy to have a piece of something from the show. He said that to her. He was like, I'm just so happy to have something from the show. And she felt so like she had that mom guilt of like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe like I keep going to these shows and not taking my son. Like So, and we can't take him without, Brinley. So, um, yeah, we gotta bring them next time we go. We can't keep going without them because it makes us both feel guilty. Because I mean, he cried at the idea of having a piece of something from the show. So it would be so cool to bring him and have him in the back of the pit so he gets like that kind of fun pit experience, not the craziness. Because like the seats are boring. Yeah. So to get to like dance around with them, and then B stage, they get to see them up close without like the craziness of the big pit, so they still get like that experience. I feel like that's just the perfect thing for a kid. So I hope to God we can pull that off. Make me rich, you guys. Make me rich so I can pay for their tickets so that we can go. I want to pay, like, I'm not gonna just pay for my own and like make Nikki pay for three. That's, I want to try to. It would be so cool if I could like buy their tickets for them, like for the kids and for Nikki, and make it like this gift. And um, that would just be so neat. But I don't make that kind of money. So that's like, how people who aren't rich always have like the best aspirations for being rich? They're like, if I was rich, I would donate to this and I would pay off all my parents' debts and buy them a house. And like, good people have like these good ideas of how to use money. And it's like, it's either once you get rich, you either didn't mean it or you forget, or it's just like those people never get rich. Because you're too good-hearted. You keep giving money that you don't have, so then you never get rich. Um, I'm not gonna take the kids into the pit. When I say the pit, I mean like the floor. Have you ever seen the back of the thing? There's like empty space to just stand around. They'd be fine in the back. David, the dad, used to take his kid into the pit. He wouldn't bring him into the front, but he'd be in the back with him, and his kid was like 8. So if David can do it, then so can I. Your nose is big. Yeah, it is. I like it. I used to hate my nose, but I like my nose. I feel like it's a defining feature. Um, weird thing, is it what's I don't want to get like racist, but does my nose look like, I don't mean this to sound racist at all. I just mean like, does my nose look like I could have Jewish blood somewhere in my descent? Like I know I'm white as AF, but like I feel like maybe, I don't know, you know? I feel like it sort of has like a slight like, you know what I mean? Is that is that wrong to say? I'm not saying that negatively, like I don't know where I came from, you know? I'm just like mixed breed white. So, I don't know where I came from, and it would be cool to think that like uh I have some kind of cool lineage other than just like English, or I think maybe there's some Irish, Scottish, whatever. No one cares about that, right? It would be cool to have like some cool blood with some history, right? Like the Jewish people, like they went through a lot. So to think that like I have a little bit of that, that that lineage would be kind of neat. Whoop. Aren't Jewish people also white? Technically, Israel is in the Middle East, so they're considered Middle Eastern. However, I mean, skin can range from anywhere. So, I mean, like just like Africa, there's white Africans. South Africa's like white people, but like they're not like European white. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, I've never been to Israel, but I would assume being in the Middle East, if there's a lot of sun, they're probably a little darker than me. Just like a nice tan, a nice bronze. Although John Mulaney's wife, um, oh my gosh. Sorry, I just saw like a spider web of lightning right in front of my window. Uh, anyway, John Mulaney's wife is Jewish and she's very pale. So mayhaps, I don't know. That's gonna be really loud thunder. It's gonna upset my cat. Look at him. Do you see that? He's gonna go hide. He's gonna growl and he's gonna hide. He growls when he's scared. Um, Crap, am I being accused of being racist now? Oh, my dog wants in now because she's scared of the thunder. I'm sorry, I can't control the weather. Hey, Josie. Come here, baby. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on, baby. It's okay. Come on. Come here, sweetheart. I know. Come here. Oh, goodness. Okay, this is Josie. Yeah, she gets scared during thunderstorms, and I'm the only person home, so she came knocking on my door. Usually she would be with my mom. This is my Josie. Very, very nervous. She's very nervous all the time. She does not like that I'm holding her right now. She wants down. I'm sorry. Look how she's like small, but she's big at the same time. Like look at this baby. Tiny baby. I love her. You smell nice. You smell nice. Okay, I'll put you down. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know you're already stressed. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Thomas, back at it again. New best animal. She's all right. She barks. I don't like barking. I love my dogs, but as far as just like animals go, I prefer cats because cats don't bark. But Josie's being good right now. She's not barking. Give it time. Josie's like, I always grew up with like small dogs. Like we always had a very small dog in the house. A Pomeranian was like, that's my mom's favorite kind of dog. So that's always kind of dog we had. So the biggest dog to me was like 10 pounds. So that just any dog bigger than that was a big dog to me. And then we got our dog Tanner, who we still have. That unfortunately Gretel had passed away. Tanner is like 30 pounds. So I was like, this is a big dog. And he's not to most people, but to me, I was like, this is a big dog. So now getting Josie, she's like in between that size range. So to me, it's like, okay, well, she's definitely bigger than this tiny puppy, but she's still so small. Like, I look at my brother's dog, Jackson, who's a freaking lab who probably weighs 100 pounds. I don't know. He's as big as me. I just spent time with him today. He drives me absolutely crazy. He can knock me down just by hitting me with his tail. I look at this massive horse, and I look at my little Josie. My little Josie. She's small. Cats don't bark. The loudest sound a cat can make registers at like 2 decibels, maybe 1 decibel. Dogs, loud. When Jackson barks, my brother's dog, it like rattles the house. I hate it. Hate it. Hate barking. But cats, it's just a little meow. Like if the door is shut, you won't even hear a cat meow, which is unfortunate because sometimes my cats get closed up in rooms and I don't know it and I don't hear them until like a little while later. Thank you, Erdeem, for your super chat. I keep forgetting that word. Boom shakalaka. Thank you for your contribution. My cats don't scream. Bailey fusses, but again, it's like still not a loud fuss. Like it doesn't hurt my ears first thing in the morning to hear my cat meow or purr. I love purring too. Like dogs, I can never tell if my dog is happy that I'm petting them because they're just like sitting there while I pet them silent. I'm like, so are you pleased with this interaction or not? But when you pet a cat and it purrs, you know that like you're both mutually getting a pleasurable experience, right? I can't tell that with dogs. And then I pet my dog and she gets up and walks away. She's not next to me anymore. She's over there. So that's cool. I know dogs wag their tails when they're happy, but like when a dog is just laying down, like our dogs don't like wag their tails super often. In that sense, like if they're laying down like sleeping or something, they're not gonna wag their tail. So if I pet them, they're not like wagging their tail when they're just like curled up. So I can't tell if they're happy or not. Like Josie, I know she's happy when I come home because she comes up to me and she like tucks her head down. Like she's standing, but she tucks her head down and she just wants me to pet her. And if I stop petting her, she'll either paw at my hand or she'll stick her nose under my hand, but she's not wagging her tail. But I can tell that she's happy. But it's like when other than that, I can't tell if she wants me to pet her or not. But with cats, they purr. So I always know if a cat is pleased with our interaction. Same with like strangers' dogs. Sometimes it's hard for me to pick up on I'm like I can read cats. I know my way around some cats. I can get like stray cats to come up to me because I know cat language. Because I watch My Cat from Hell. That's a good show on TLC. So I watch what he does. I'm like, all right, would Jackson Galaxy do this? And I've gotten some strays to come up to me before. So, you know, I feel like I have failed if I can't get a cat to come to me because I feel like that's a power I possess is getting cats. Yeah, if cats wag their tails, that's a bad sign. No, I can read cat body language really easy. It's hard to explain. It's just something that comes from living with them. You just kind of I can just look at my cat and know if they're about to cause trouble or if they're in a good mood. Just one look. Like Bailey, she can just be completely still, but it's like I can just see her eyes and know if she's like don't touch me or if she's pleased. It's hard to explain, but I love her with my whole entire heart. All right, uh how much do you hate when people say their pets won't bite and then they try to bite you? Um, I've never really had that happen. Usually someone will tell me like, "Hey, they'll bite you." I tell people that. I'll tell people my dogs won't bite because they won't, but it seems like they're going to because they bark and like really loud and they get really close to you. And Tanner, they're herding dogs. They want to herd you into a pack like sheep. So herding dogs will like kind of nip at your ankles when they want you to like go a certain direction. Um, so it's harmless and it doesn't hurt unless Tanner, you know, gets a little too excited, but he doesn't like mean to bite. He doesn't bite down. His teeth might like touch me, but he doesn't chomp down. So it doesn't hurt. But if you yank your hand away, then it causes a scratch and that's what hurts. But if you just let them like do that, then it won't hurt. So people freak out and they jump away and that's what kind of can cause a bite. Just FYI with some dogs, but Tanner, I mean, they really don't bite, and I tell people that. I'm like, they're chill, just walk up to them slowly, and when you walk, don't run away. Kids like to run, and our dogs go crazy because they see something running, and they're like, "Oh, I need to herd that back into my pack." And it's like, no, you don't. That's a child that you don't know. That's not your child. um, where'd you get your hoodie? I got it when Twin Wheel Pilots were on tour. It's tour merch. I don't know if you can buy it online. Maybe when their tour's over, but your girl got it at the show. The show. Your cat chews your hair. It's like a good thing. Um, it's like when cats, like need they make little biscuits. It's like a comforting thing to them because when they're kittens, that when kittens are first born, they can't see. Their eyes are closed. Hold on. That one dude, thank you for your super chat. You know a lot of stuff. We love you. Thanks. I know a lot of random facts that won't get me anywhere in life. But kittens, when they're born, are blind. Their eyes are closed. So how they find their mother is their mother purrs. Kittens are deaf too, so they feel the vibrations of their mother's purr, and that's how they find their mom. And then they need her belly to find a nipple, and then that's how they get their milk. So it's like when a cat is purring, it's like a self-soothing thing, and it like reminds them of feeling like safe, like a kitten next to their mother. So it's sweet. So like when my cat is purring and kneading on me, it's because they feel like safe, like I'm their mother, and like it's a nurturing kind of thing. It's cool. Cats are so cool, you guys. Um, yeah. You're welcome. Everybody came to the live stream for I haven't even talked about the subscriber thing, but what is there to talk about other than like, hey, cool, 50K, what's up? So all that's all I got to say about that. I'm not very good at the Forrest Gump thing. That's that's all I got to say about that. I can't do it. I don't lick my cats. I kiss them. I kiss them on their little faces. Anywhere they'll let me kiss them. I'll kiss them on their tummies. I'll kiss their little feetsies. Um, let's see. If I'll let Oliver lick my nose, but I won't. He whatever. Uh, I will. with Oliver won't let me do this, but Bailey, she lets me pet her belly. She loves having her belly rubbed. I can legit just take my cat, Bailey, the good one, the gray one, and just put my face in her belly and just leave my face just right in her belly. It's so soft. I love it. It's like I can't do that with my dog. She'd freak out. And like dog stomachs aren't like soft and like mushy like kitty stomachs, you know? They're more like they only have just like small tummy area, then it's like chest that's like hard because of ribs and then genitals. So it's just like one small but like cats have a whole just tummy. Mm. I love that. Can you scratch their chins? Bailey used to be a big chin scratcher. She used to love that. She's like chilled out. She doesn't really care for that anymore. Oliver does sometimes. They like their cheeks scratched. They like when you scratch them like on their cheeks because they have scent glands right there. So they like to like rub their faces on anything because their scent gets on it and then they have claimed it as their own. So another fun cat fact. They have scent glands right here. So if a cat rubs their face on you, it's them getting their scent on you to mark you. Okay. I'm still having like breathing issues. That's fine. Like I've never had sleep paralysis, but I wonder if this is part of it. It's like just a weight right here. It's a little better, but why isn't society adjusted to accommodate for you? What do you mean? Uh, Society isn't adjusted to accommodate anyone. Everyone has something wrong with them. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay. Um, Holy crap. Okay, I've gone over 2 hours. It's almost 10 o'clock. Okay. Yeah. Um, unless there is something else I want to talk about for 30 minutes, which I can't think of. Um, I'm going to ditch. I'm gonna ditch this. This was a decently fun stream. We didn't have too many issues, I don't think, and no one asked me to get into politics, which was nice. That happened one time. It was fun. It was my first live stream, and I drank soy sauce on a dare. So obviously it like wasn't serious. And then someone in the chat was like, "Hey, so what do you think about Trump?" And I'm like, where did that come from? I just drank soy sauce because the chat told me to. And you think I'm going to give you like serious political answers? That's absolutely not going to happen. I'm like talking about 21 Pilots and they're like, "So what are your views on gun control?" Like, okay, not at all what we were talking about. Don't come to me for that. I'm here for like music, movies, maybe a book or two. I haven't done a book review, but that's because I feel like anything I've read, like everybody else has read. I might talk about The Great Gatsby because people have slept on that movie. It's a good movie. They did such a great job matching it to the book. But anyway, yeah, yee. Okay, I'm gonna skedaddle, I suppose. Thank you, Faith. I love you. I feel like Faith has been around since like the OG days. Been watching you since 500,000. I feel like your numbers are off there, my girl. Uh, no, Faith is an OG subscriber for sure. All right. Yeah, I would let you say goodbye to the animals, but they've decided they already checked out. So this is the hardest part of a live stream is like being like, okay, guys, okay, and then like someone says something in the chat, and you're like, okay, 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 I'm gonna. So yeah, thank you for watching, sticking with me through this. I will save this live stream, so if you missed anything, hopefully it saves correctly. I have no control over that. That is up to YouTube as to whether or not it wants to work. Lightning just flashed. I'm gonna lose power, so that's cool. Yeah, Thanks for watching. Thank you so much for 50K. That doesn't make any sense to me why that many people want to see my videos on a regular basis. That's insane. Thank you to everyone who super chatted. You didn't need to, but you did, and that's awesome. And I love you. Thank you to my Patreoners for blocking everyone from the chat, Faith. um, and I will see you tomorrow. New video tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will put it on my Instagram story so that you don't forget. Please go watch it. Please don't let it flop. 3 p.m. tomorrow, new video about the Umbrella Academy. So hopefully that's a hot topic that people want to hear about. So yeah, see you tomorrow. You'll be seeing me. I will be reading your comments for a few hours, and then once the haters roll in, I'll ditch. But all right, love you. Thank you for your support. Seriously cannot even begin to understand it. Peace out. I never say out. I always just say peace. That's my thing. So peace. In stream. End.